Alright, well, hello everyone, welcome back. This is going to be part 2 of our Star Wars Asteroids game that we are developing in Game Salad. Welcome back to the NGHE mobile app development class, and we're going to get ready for part 2, but remember in part 1 we were able to lay out the background for our game, also able to set up some of the presets that we need to in Game Salad. We were able to download and import actors and sounds, then importing the X-Wing into the game, giving it different behaviors and attributes for it to be able to shoot, to move left or right, move forward, and to thrust forward with particles, and then also being able to shoot from that from the X-Wing to shoot a laser beam forward. So we are on to part 2, and let's get started. What we're going to do is start building the conditions and attributes for our asteroids. Let's use the green asteroid. We're going to double click on that. Once we get into this section in the left hand column under attributes, we're going to add an attribute, and this is going to be an integer. Let's choose that, and once we have that, we are going to rename that break. Alright, and on the left hand side in our behaviors, what we want to do is have an action change attribute. And what we want that to do, pull the drop down down, and we're going to go into game. Let me first get my glasses on. I can't even see what I'm doing. We're going to click game, and then asteroid count. And that's on the change attribute on the left hand side. On the to side, let's click the E, and here we're going to click on the left pull down from game, asteroid count, double click on that, or you can just click on the double click it, and then press the green check mark, and then once we get that, it should say +1. So let's redo that again just to make sure. Alright, we're going to go game asteroid count and then +1. Once we have that, we're going to click our check mark. Everything looks good in there. And what we're going to do is change velocity. So what we want to have is the ability to have asteroids being populated or spawned into the game with different speeds and direction. So with that direction, you click on the E, and we're going to go here to the middle section. And what we want is a random variable. The minimum we want, since we want the direction to go into all 360 degrees, the minimum we want is 0. The maximum we will want is 360. Click the check mark for OK. And 300 should be a good speed at that. And then down underneath the speed, let's go and choose the random, and from there we will change the minimum at 25 and then the maximum at 125. Again, this will create both random direction and speed that the asteroids are traveling. So let's click OK, and there we go. Not only do we want it to go into a random direction, a speed, but we also want it to have rotation at a random in a random speed. So it doesn't matter whether it's clockwise or counterclockwise. The thing we want to change is the speed. So we're going to go down and click random. The minimum speed that we're going to want to do is 10. And then the maximum is going to be 75. Click OK. Doing a good job. So far we've got our change attribute. We're going to change the velocity of our asteroid and then the rotation of our asteroid. Now for this this section, what we're going to do is create a brand new rule for this, and let's name this hit by bullet. Hit by bullets. That's what we'll name that. And when this asteroid is hit by a bullet, this is an actor, okay, when all conditions are valid, when the actor receives the event of overlapping or colliding with actor with tag, and the tag we'll want is good. So when this asteroid comes into contact with a bullet or the X-Wing fighter that we have, and the actor actually switch that over to attribute, and then we want to create a asteroid 2. We want to put that tag on there, and instead of contains we want to change it to is, and then the tag that we want is bad. Okay, looks good so far. When our asteroid is hit by a bullet, we also want it to play a sound. So once we play a sound, it should be for the large asteroid. Choose that in the pull down. And then let's go back up here. Let's pull another one over. We're going to change the attributes. The attribute for this one should be game and then score, because eventually when we develop the scoring for this game, every time we hit a large asteroid, it is going to add 100 points to our score. So what we want to do is go to the left-hand pull down, game, score, and like I said before, we're going to want to add 100. Let's press the play button or OK button there. And also, you know, when you're playing the game and you have an asteroid, here at the top we've got this attribute where the asteroid count is +1. That is every time a new asteroid is spawned into the game, that that the asteroid count will go up by 1 every time a brand new one comes onto the screen. When it is hit by a bullet, we are going to want it to have a -1 because it is then destroyed. One way to do this on the Mac is to hit your Option key, hold down your Option key on your keyboard, click the change attribute, and that's going to make a duplicate. As you'll see right away, look, if you look back there, up at the top, it's change attribute, and we've already duplicated that. Let's pull it into this group hit by a bullet, put it at the bottom. And we want this to change. It's exactly the same, but instead of +1, we're going to make it -1. Oops. Oops, I was in the wrong one. -1. Okay. And once that is done, once those attributes are fulfilled in this by being hit by a bullet, we want to destroy that actor. So just to make sure, let's see if this works. Well, let's click on our preview. Actually, before that, let's go File, Save, ABS, always be saving. That's to make sure that nothing goes wrong with a program or even your computer, that it would shut down automatically or glitch out on you so that you do not lose your work. After saving, Let's press preview. And we do not have it because we do not have that in our scene. So what we're going to want to do is grab this asteroid. Actually, let's grab 2. And let's press preview. Fantastic. One of the ways we know it's going to work, or the random numbers are working, there we go, is when we click the reset button that we see them moving in different directions and different speeds and different rotations. That looks great. And you'll notice too that when the asteroid hits our ship, that is that condition to say that if it collides or overlaps with an actor with the tag good, that asteroid is going to be destroyed. So let's fly away and just make sure that once we let's see where it is again. Let's shoot it. Excellent. So we know that is working. Let's reset that and let's press back. Now, one of the cool things we're going to do is to add some particle. It's particle fever once we get into the destruction of these asteroids, and it's just for visual interest for us to do that. And one of the first things we're going to want to do is go back to the staging area, and we're going to want to remove this destroy action. So let's remove that there. And what we want to do is create a group. Okay. This is going to be a new group that's added to the bottom. And what we're going to want to do is input 3 different particle variables. So what we want to do is grab our particle, here it is, behavior, and throw that into our group. I think I want to do 30. 30 particles. Particle startup time 2 seconds. Particle lifetime is going to be 3. Over here in velocity and position offset, both x and y are 0. In the direction, that's going to be completely random. So let's do the bottom middle pull down. Let's grab that random variable. The minimum is going to be 0, just like the meteors that we have spawned are going to be moving in any direction or spawned into any direction, and that's going to be 0 and 360. Let's click the OK button. The size of these, 15 is going to be way too big, so what we want is, let's try something different. I want to do 5. Oh, not 6, 5. And the size will change on down to 1, and the duration is going to be 2 seconds. The color we want, let's start this one off with a beautiful lemon yellow. And again, like before, what we want to do is have its opacity to be around 50%. The blending is going to be additive because, again, fire is transparent, and when the flames cross each other, there is an additive behavior to it. What it means is because it is transparent, it's going to change color, and when the 2 colors mix, that's additive. And we won't do anything for rotation or image. Okay. So what we want to do, let's minimize this And what we're going to do is press the Option key. We're going to click on that and just pull the duplicate down. And let's do that again. So we should have 3 sets of particles. Our original, we're going to particle, we'll call this one yellow. Second one we will call particle red. Last one, let's call particle purple. Okay. So the only things we really need to change are the color. So let's do this almost like magenta type color, or actually let's do a plum, a beautiful plum. And then the target color is going to be black. Okay. And size, I think that's one thing that I did forget. Okay, so that's going to be purple. Let's go to red. Make the changes to that. Color. Let's do red at 52% opacity. And we need the additive blending. Color does change, though. We want it to go down to black. Ooh, and this velocity, I guess I missed one. Sorry about that, guys. Under all the particles, when we have direction and speed, change your speed. That's going to be random. I thought I changed this. Actually, now that I think about it. That's going to be from 200, and these are going to go pretty fast, to 400. Okay, okay, let's go particle startup time. Okay, then over here it's the same thing. Our random 200 to 300. This is our random speed. Size, I'm going to go through all this again. Color. Color will change to black. And let's see, red changes. Good. Let's make sure velocity is good. Let's go down to the purple, and velocity position. Our speed is again random 200 to 300. Press the check mark. And everything looks good there. So we can minimize all these, and we can do a quick play sound large, and let's see if that works. Preview. That looks crazy. Okay, all I know are a couple of things. Let's go back, and we are going to throw this group into the hit by bullet group, and that actually should change a lot of that. I think our size is too big, so what I want to do is start from 3, and let's change all of those. Size of 3, and this one size of 3, and I think that should be correct. When I press preview, and only until I now right now we have not programmed it for the asteroid to disappear, but when it is hit, nice, that it does explode like that, with particles beaming out from it. Emit particles showing an explosion, which is great, but the asteroid is actually still there. One of the things is that in programming we have sometimes we have problems that we have to work through. And in this instance, what we have is that the particles will not show up if the actual asteroid, the green asteroid, disappears as soon as we shoot at it. So that causes a big problem, because the way we have to program that is that when the X-wing or the bullet hits it, like just right there, is that the particles explode, but the particles cannot show up unless the asteroid is still there. So the workaround is going to be this. Let's go back to our scene. Okay. And we are going to create a group. Let's click on that asteroid. And you'll notice our group here. I renamed it Explosion Particle Group and minimized those all. Particles red, yellow, and purple. I am going to create a new group, and at the bottom I'm going to rename the group Change My Tag. Okay. Once we do that, we are going to drag in a change attribute off of the left-hand side into that. And the attribute we're going to change is the Asteroids 2 tag. And then what we are going to do here is type in null, N-U-L-L. And the null command there will essentially nullify any tags that it has. Whether it's good or it's bad, it becomes actually neither one of those. And that you'll understand how that works out in the next section, in the next part. We are going to take this we're going to take the change attribute, and we're going to actually press the option button while we drag that to duplicate that. And instead of the self tags, we are going to do asteroids and go under the color, choose alpha, and then alpha, change null to 0. Holding down your option key will duplicate this again. Okay. And what we're going to do is go Asteroid 2. We're going to change the motion linear velocity of x, let's double click that, to 0. And then we're going to change, duplicate that one more time. And put that underneath there. And then instead of self-motion linear x, we're going to make, let's pull this up here, motion linear velocity y, and then that also has to be 0. Okay. we're going to take this, let's minimize this, take this, minimize this, put it in front of our explosion particle group. So minimize that, minimize that. And we're going to take our timer, drag it in, and then put that, the very last thing, under hit by bullet. And after 3 seconds, we want this actor to be destroyed. So drag in destroy from the left. And that's that. So one of the things we will want to do is hit File, Save, because we should always be saving. Once we do that, let's hit Preview. Awesome. And that looks absolutely fantastic. So once we've done that, we can actually tweak this first one out. And what I'm going to do, let's actually go back. I like, there are a couple of things. Where is it? The explosion particle group. I am going to have 50 particles this time. 50 particles. And in each one, 50. I do like that. Okay, let's press File, Save. I want to preview this. Ooh, nice. Actually, maybe a little too much now. All right, fantastic. Okay, actually, I want to go back. Excuse me, I think 50 is a little much, so let's bring it down to, that's what, you know what, 30 was good. For each of those. And I am going to minimize all these and press Save. What I want to do is click on these, holding down the Shift key, and you'll notice each one of them is going to highlight, and I want to copy them, and I want to see what happens if we took this and did it for Asteroid 1, the purple asteroid. So what I want to do is edit, paste. Ah, sweet. And I want this to be the same for essentially all the asteroids. So I am going to paste, edit, oops. I guess I have to copy, paste for each one. Copy. Uh-oh. Highlight all these, edit, copy. Edit. edit, paste. Excellent. So I can minimize all these. And let's go back. That was, let's do the asteroid 1. Those are all on here. Okay, let's do the small ones also. Okay. Excellent. So now what I can do is grab a bunch of these. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Oops, grab that one. And one of each of them. So let's preview. Excellent. And guys, that is all I need you to do for this section. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me at alex@northgahomeschool.org. And I hope you have fun with this section of your game, and looking forward to completing this awesome game.